Welcome back to BookTalks Podcast. This is Kayla.
And Marisa.
And this week we're going to talk about Problematic Summer Romance by Hazelwood. I actually have the book this time. This is my first podcast book I've bought this season.
Well, I mean, you have a smaller space. You have less room for books, so you gotta be conservative with it and only spend money on the good ones, of which I think we both agree this one was pretty good.
And we didn't think it was going to be a good one because we're not age gap romance fans generally, or to be honest, I've never really read a lot of them, but it's just not a genre I pick up to read, ever.
Yeah. It's appealing to me, because when I was a teen, I was like, I want a 35-year-old man. That makes sense. However, now that I'm 30, I'm like, there is no reason a 35-year-old man has any business looking at a teen. That's just wrong. And so it's hard for me to, in a real world setting, if it's just pure smut and it's like the girl's going after a billionaire and it's just a smut book, I'm like, sign me up. But Allie is like, this is real. This is not just smut. There's emotional stuff going on. So that's where I was like, I don't know if I can get on board with this 15-year age gap.
Also, it's funny because we read these fantasy books with hundreds of years of age gaps, and we're like, no problem. Super fine.
He's 300 years old. She's 16 from the woods. It makes sense.
15 years in human life? Absolutely not.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. I mean, we haven't given the spoiler warning, so we should do that. Spoiler warning, spoiling everything. But my problem with this particular age gap is she is 23. And it's like, at 23, you have so much life to still figure out and explore. And if she had been 30 and he'd been 45, I'd be like, you know what? It's not illegal. But she's 23, which still feels just a little bit illegal to me.
I do think trauma ages you. And she has been through a lot of trauma in her life. So it's kind of hard because I read Not in Love. I don't remember loving. I have read all of Allie Hazelwood's books. I have devoured them all. I read them in 3 days. But I don't remember this being a favorite of mine. I don't really remember what happened. All I remember is they were he was taking over her company and she was mad because she her boss told her the wrong thing and yada yada. But I had to remember the trauma from his life, and then I was like, oh, because it kind of jumps in. I don't think this could be a standalone. I mean, the love story is a standalone, but you kind of need some backstory from Not.
Yeah, because spoiler, but aren't both her parents dead?
Yeah, I really think you need to read this one first. I don't think it could be a standalone. I'm gonna stand by that.
Yeah, but I will say, even with all the trauma and all that stuff, which ages you up, I was uncomfortable with it. And I was like, I don't know, Allie. I don't know if you can win me over. And by the end, I texted you as soon as I finished. I was like, I'm still not sure I love the age gap, but I think Connor and Maya are kind of one of my favorite. They were just so funny. And she was so persistent. She's like, we're in love. What are you not clocking about this? And he's like, oh, but the age. And she's like, but we are in love. It doesn't matter. So I liked both of them. I liked their witty banter. I also liked the flashbacks to when they first met and how he was just always there for her. And in a funny way, he shows up because she's just been cheated on. And so then just him pounding on the wall to make it seem like they were getting down and dirty. I was like, it's just funny. He's there for her. They're best friends. And so I will say they're kind of one of my favorites.
I love a man who secretly pines and does things what did he do? He was the towel out for her, or he set up a scholarship at the school she was going to.
Literally, he hated that school because they'd burned him, and he still went and gave them a ton of money just in case she would need help getting in. But she didn't need any help. But, he was like, just in case, I want to make sure the connection is there. And it's like, oh, he hated that school and he did it for her anyway.
So I love a broody guy who loves in silence, and he was like all ready to not go for her. Like he's ready to suffer for the rest of his life. So no,
Crazy.
I love them, and I kind of forgot about their age gap. I honestly would have forgotten about their age gap the whole time if it wasn't him constantly reminding us.
Oh my gosh. I was just so, and I was just, oh, it was frustrating that he would constantly bring it up. The friends would bring it up. Like, they didn't even know that Maya and Kana were like pining for each other, but they would bring up how young she was all the time. And I was like, shut up. Like, are you friends with her or not? Because sometimes it really seems like you hate how young she is. And that just made me so mad because it's like, she's like, these are my friends, and I am somewhat mature. Like, she's the smartest one there, quite honestly. She's in STEM or whatever. All the Allie Hazelwood girls are like rocket scientists. So she's very smart. She's mature. She's funny. She's there for her friends. And they're always like, oh, but you're a baby. And I'm like, this is not helping her get with a 38-year-old man. Excuse you.
I also don't feel like that's realistic. Like you hang out with your sister's older friends often. Do they constantly remind you of your age?
No, never. I mean, like, it's just not, it doesn't come up because it doesn't matter if you get on with people, like, the age becomes inconsequential.
Yeah, I feel like, and she doesn't act like a child. Like she wasn't childish, so it didn't make sense of them constantly bringing it up because it wouldn't think she's like a brat and like she was like acting like a child, but she wasn't. I just liked her banter with everybody. I
Hmm.
like how she was able to read people really well, like even Rue, like she was able to like get Rue. And then I forget the lawyer, but because we read this book like 2 weeks ago, so the names are fuzzy.
Literally, I had to write down some of the main names, but I think the lawyer was Nyota or
Yes.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
all the names are kind of like unique. I would so like they're not normal names that you see every day, but yes, their banter was so funny.
I loved her and Nyota. Like, they were hysterical. And I felt bad because her best friend is allegedly Jade. We're introduced to Jade on page 1, and then Jade is just dropped. The rest of the book, she goes to Italy and it's her and Nyota, and I love Nyota. So I don't know who the hell Jade was.
How she introduced Jade.
Maybe a third spin-off book?
I really love this book. I feel like it was like the perfect summer romance. I also felt like she published it out of like nowhere because she
Yeah.
did like Deep End was in March, right?
Yeah, no, because when you told me that this just came out, I was like, but she just had a book come out. Like, what are you talking about? And then she apparently just decided to drop 2 books in one year.
And she's dropping off. She's doing the werewolf book this fall.
I'm so excited for that.
Oh, I never thought she could do like when she released the like Bride. I was like, I don't know about this one,
Yeah.
and it was good. She ate with that one. It felt like Twilight, but better. It was so
Yeah.
good.
I got to the end of that and I was like, wait, do I like werewolf romances?
We've always loved vampire romances. It's like
True. There. It's not hard to step from there to there.
the werewolf. I've never been Team Jacob, but we might go that route.
I mean, yeah, no, I got to the end of that book and I was genuinely shocked that I liked it because when I went into it, I just assumed I'm gonna hate this. This is gonna be stupid. And I got to the end and I was like, I cannot wait for book 2. What is wrong with me?
Into the vampire, I mean, the werewolf romance thing. I feel like that's a huge genre on Kindle, and I've
Hmm.
never broached that. And I'm curious. The whole like nodding, I don't know what that concept is. I
I
don't.
I don't know if I want to know what that concept is.
But I think there's genre that is heavily versed in the nodding universe, and I am not one of them. But she included it, and I still a fan.
Yeah. Put respect on her werewolf love story.
I
Right.
love Deep End. That's my favorite one I think she's written.
I actually haven't read it. I'm gonna be reading it next-ish. I mean, we're doing Silver Elite kind of, but it's like next in my Libby queue.
It's so good. So the characters from Deep End sneak into this book. Can you guess where?
No, they're in Italy. Who else is there?
It's like very much like side characters. Like
Is it that random Irish dude she hits on?
yes, but he's not Irish. I forget what he
Oh.
like. Yes, but it's him. It's them.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I love the whole multiverse that these authors do.
There was a big chart on Instagram. I wish I had it. I wish I saved it, but it was like showing the like triangles of it all, and I'm a big fan. She's an instant auto by author. It's actually someone like my boyfriend knows. He knows I like Allie Hazelwood, and he knows Sarah J. Maas and Allie Hazelwood, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I am so iffy on Allie Hazelwood only because her big thing that she writes about is big boy, small girl trope. And I get so uncomfy reading that. But like in those Love Hypothesis books, it's always like, he is so big. And I'm like, can he just be average? Can he just be normal? But this one, I get the sense Connor was so big as well, but it wasn't like a main theme kind of thing. So anyway, but I love Allie Hazelwood. I just personally get slightly uncomfortable with the big boy trope.
Yeah, I think it's her thing. It is what it is. I don't think you're gonna love Deep End as much as I love Deep End.
Yeah, because you loved it.
I was a diver in high school, so I feel like I related in that aspect.
What? I did not know this about you. You know, you were a cheerleader. What are you talking about?
My dad was a swimmer, and I joined swimming in middle school just to appease my parents. And my dad's swim coach was my swim coach, and he knew I did gymnastics for like ever. So we needed a diver, and he's like, "Just get on the board, you're diving." So it was like a criteria in swimming, and I would just do that. And then I did it freshman year of high school, and I took a break for 2 years, and I did it senior year. So I dove, and I wish I pursued it further because it was a lot more fun. So I felt like it was fun to like see her dive, and she was really good at it. So
that's so cool. I mean, I had no idea.
Deep End is a little like I don't want to spoil it. It's just like a little. I don't know if you're gonna like it as much as this one.
Okay.
But I think you might. Also, for this book, I knew you were gonna like the dog scene.
Oh yeah, I love the dog, little Tiny. I am such a dog person. Actually, my baby's sick today. He won't take any treats. It was very sad. But yeah, when I was writing down all the characters' names, I was like, should I put Tiny on this list of characters? Because like he was a big deal. Just a dog, as my brother-in-law would say.
When he went missing and then he found that other dog.
Oh my gosh. No, when he went missing, I was very scared because they're in Italy. And I'm like, this dog has no concept of what Italy is. And like they're on the ocean. And then they saw him on the thing. And I was like, okay, phew, they're going to get him. And then he ran away. It's like, bro, survival instinct, save yourself, go with the people. But yeah, then he like went, who ended up with that dog? Who took that dog? Was that Rue?
Yeah, they took him.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I thought Maya would keep that dog, and then Rue was like, no, he's ours.
I thought Connor was going to do it in like a gesture for Maya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very interesting how their relationship fell into place. It kind of felt very instant love, but I kind of get it.
Well, yeah, no, I get it too. I don't know if it was instant, like on her part. I feel like it's one of those things where he fell first. Like he liked her immediately, and she had just been cheated on, so she's going through something. This is her brother's friend, older friend, whatever. She liked him, but it was like a healthy like, not like I'm instantly obsessed with you. I think he was instantly obsessed with her, like taken from day one, and I love that when he falls first.
I was very upset we didn't get an epilogue.
Well, they're engaged at the end, right?
It kind of
like 2 months of dating.
Yeah, it was like, it just ended though.
I know. It would have been nice to have an epilogue, but maybe there'll be some like third book and it'll be their wedding and someone else will fall in love at their wedding. Who knows?
See, she usually does epilogues. This is the
She does.
not in love. That's why I was like, we're taking it back. I'm like, where is my extra scene of them being happy? I just want to read them being happy.
I know. No, I was a little upset that they got together in Italy and then that boy dipped to a different country. I actually wrote it down as one of my favorite lines. She texted him and she goes, "If I had €1 for every time I fell asleep after a sexual encounter with you and then woke up to find that you'd left for another country, I'd have €2," which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Seriously, like they get together in Italy and then he just dips and leaves the country and she starts getting a little insecure. Like she's like, I know we're good, but also there's a part of me that is wondering why he's not here. And so like when he came back and everything ended up being fine, I was like, okay, we're good. But yeah, an epilogue would have been nice just to solidify that happily ever after.
So I'm disappointed in her brother, like not caring that he was more worried about Connor than he was about Maya.
Well, his point was he felt like Maya would be okay and be able to recover if something happened. But Connor was literally so obsessed with her, Connor would never recover if she broke his heart. And so again, that's like that he fell first, but then I feel like it's he fell first and he fell harder because like, yeah, literally the brother is more concerned about Connor's heart than his own sister's. Again, I think it just goes to show how much Connor liked Maya though, which is cute.
It was like, but then he fell first and he fell harder, but she had to convince him to date her.
I know. Literally. Oh my gosh, she's screaming into an abyss like, Connor, we are clearly in love. We are best friends. We should be together. And he's like, yeah, but 15 years. And she's like, you would rather be miserable than be happy with me when I want to be happy with you. Yeah, 15 years, man.
So funny. I couldn't do it. I would just be like, I'd dip.
Yeah, at some point it feels like it becomes that thing where it's like, maybe he's not that into me. Like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. Like I would start questioning things because I'm like, I am pursuing you so hard. Like I am telling you I'm in love with you, basically. I mean, I feel like she basically said that without ever being like, Connor, I'm 100% in love with you. But like, she's basically telling him and he's like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather be alone.
I feel insecure. I don't know. I couldn't be Maya. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go have fun. Let me go off with some Italian guy.
Yeah.
Actually, just to like get a rise out of him.
Well, she kind of tried to. That's why she approached that guy at the bar. And then he ended up having a girlfriend, which I thought was hysterical then that he's like, my girlfriend's going to love this. Tell us what happens. Which now that I know they're in Deep End, that is such a cool connection.
I mean, he spoiled the ending, but it's a romance book, so they're going to end up together.
Obviously. Yeah.
Allie Hazelwood wrote a romance book and they didn't end up together at the end. I'd be concerned for her.
I would be slightly concerned as well. Yeah. No, it's kind of like this not having an epilogue. Like it's so Allie Hazelwood. There's a happily ever after, there's an epilogue. So maybe we should be concerned. Like, Allie, what happened?
Also, it slightly bothers me that these covers like don't really go together.
Yeah. I like the problematic summer romance one a lot.
I love the cover. I just wish it like kind of matched. Like, I don't know, book 1 and book 2, like I feel like this is like the most not matching of a series ever.
At least they're the same size. I'm talking to you, Abby Jimenez.
I know. Her books are never the same size.
It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that they are not the same size. I'm like, they're both paperbacks. Why would they be different sizes?
So Forever does that where they make them a little smaller. Like Berkeley always has them this height, but Forever has them generally smaller. But for some reason they made the third book, the yellow one, like a tall paperback. And I was like, but like why? And it was really weird. And then one we have an arc, and that's why I think it's an odd shape.
Yeah, but like I have the friend zone, which is the same size as yours truly, and then there's just for the summer, and just for the summer is half an inch bigger than the other two, and they're all by forever. And I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Forever Publishing, but they do irk me there. They're not consistent. Berkeley did go rogue on some books and they make them smaller now, but generally they're pretty good with the height. Um, I'm still waiting to buy my Emily Henry book until they come out in paperback because
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
refuse.
Well, I bought them for pictures, and then I don't know how helpful that was, but I'm like ready to ditch them because they don't. I now have, oh, you can't even see. I'm pointing, but you can't see. I have like my hardcover romances on the top shelf and my paperback romances on the next shelf down. But that means I have some Allie Hazelwood up here and some Allie Hazelwood down here, plus Emily Henry, because Allie Hazelwood, the first book I got by her was The Love Hypothesis, and I got it from Book of the Month. So it was hardcover. So then I was trying to get all those in hardcover, but then I bought the other ones in paperback because I like my romances in paperback. So I'm like, also, I have one of the Allie Hazelwood books in hardcover, but it's not the same size as the other two because the publisher sent it to us, and the other two are from Book of the Month. So I'm just like, it's all a thing. Like non-book people don't get it. My mom doesn't get it. My dad gets it. I can say this to my dad, and he's like 100% makes sense. But like if I say it to my mom, she's like, "What does it matter?" Book things, it matters.
Well, that's when it's hard with Book of the Month because you don't know if they're going to continually pick up an author. So you like, I get hesitant to pick up a series with them because then, like, what if you're just like one book in and then they just drop off? I think they did that with Allie Hazelwood books. They don't really do her anymore. I feel like they still do Abby Jimenez books.
Yeah, they still do hers. But the thing is, I kind of refuse to get Book of the Month books anymore. Like I'm still subscribed, I still check. Occasionally I still get one. Like I got Silver Elite because it had the sprayed edges. But I don't like that they have the Book of the Month label on the spine. I don't know why. Like it didn't used to bother me and now it bothers me. Because now it's like I don't really have the book, I have the Book of the Month book. And I don't know why there's a difference in my mind, but there is. So I try actually not to get Book of the Month anymore, unless it's thrillers. I'm kind of okay with a thriller being like that because I like my thrillers in hardbacks. But romance, I prefer paperback. So I don't choose Book of the Month romances.
So I got rid of a lot of my Book of the Month books when I was moving because like a lot of them I like got and didn't really like, and I just liked them because I had a Book of the Month shelf. But now that I don't have a Book of the Month shelf, I got rid of a bunch. So now I have a couple though. My first Catherine Center books are Book of the Month.
Oh, like The Bodyguard.
No, How to Walk Away and Things to Save in a Fire were the first two I read for her, and they were both Book of the Month books. And I read them because I was trying to read all my TBR books that I owned, and that was like on that mission. And then I really liked her, so then I just like went hard.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Aren't we doing? We're doing one of her books.
Yes, and the publisher sent it to us, so that's exciting.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe we could do that one next after Silver Elite.
Yeah, I'm liking Silver Elite. I don't think you told me if you were liking it or not.
No, I like it. I'm like 40% in. I haven't had like a fantasy book that like makes me want to read it in like a while, so I'm really excited. Mm-hmm. So no, big fan of Silver Elite. I'm excited to talk about it. I feel like it's hard to talk about romances sometimes because we generally just like them.
I know. Well, and they're so cut and paste in a way. Like there's gonna be a girl and a boy. I mean, typically, not always. Okay, I should backtrack. Always a girl and a boy. But you know, like there's gonna be the two love interests. There's gonna be a problem that keeps them apart, and then there's gonna be a happily ever after. And it's like it follows the same thing. And obviously, everyone is different, and I like them all in different ways, but I generally always like them because they're not heavy. They're just, you know, typically happy. I mean, heavy stuff might happen. Sure, there might be some trauma, but overall, you know, you're getting a happily ever after at the end. Actually, what was that one we read where she literally says like, there's like She's a romance writer, maybe. Oh, actually, I don't think you read it. It was one of the ones Aardvark sent me. Any Trope But You. She's a romance writer. And so there has to be a happily ever after, but she stops believing in happily ever afters because her own love life just sucks. So even though she's publishing happily ever afters, she keeps this file on her computer called the never afters or something like that, happily never afters. But she's like, I'm not allowed to publish those because my fans would riot, because that's not what a romance book is. There has to be a happy ending, or else romance fans would be like, this isn't romance. So anyway, that was a really good book. I kind of recommend it.
I always think of people who don't want happy endings to be like you don't like happy endings sometimes.
Sometimes I like the realistic ending. Like, it's gonna cut my heart out, but I'm gonna be like, it makes sense. I get it.
Well, so I read a romance book by Rebecca Yarros. I've probably talked about it on other episodes, and her book was so tragic at the end, and I literally gave it 1 star. I like threw it out. I was so angry. So she is not a happily ever after writer, and it makes me very nervous for Fourth Wing, but I'm along for that roller coaster. It is what it is.
Yeah. No, so you don't read Karen Slaughter, and Karen Slaughter's not a romance author. She's a murder author. But there are 6 books in the first series she wrote called the Grant County series. And major spoiler, if you haven't read the Grant County or Will Trent, move along, like skip ahead. Because major spoiler. You read through these 6 books. It's about a woman named Sarah Linton. Throughout the stuff that goes on with all these murders, she has a significant other named Jeffrey, and they have to work through things over the course of 6 books. You get to the end of the 6th book, they're finally getting their happily ever after. Things are finally going right for them. All of a sudden, he goes to get the mail, a bomb goes off, and he dies. And that's how she ends the series. And I screamed and threw the book and I was like, I cannot touch a Karen Slaughter book for months. I am traumatized. I have just gone through 6 books of building up this relationship, and to have him open a mailbox and there be a bomb and he dies. Excuse me, ma'am, what?
It's something you would do.
I know. I loved it. So good.
So yeah, basically, long story short, we love Allie Hazelwood. I gave this book 5 stars. I feel like it was a really good book to kick off summer. It made me want to book a trip to Italy, specifically Sicily.
I love the Italian setting. That was really good.
It was so good. And I loved how it was still women in STEM, but make it Italy.
I also love that just everyone in this book is freaking loaded. They're all rich. Money's not a concern. They can just book a trip to Italy, do whatever they want. The stepmom is like, stay as long as you want. My husband's dead now. I get all his money. Ha ha ha. It was fantastic. I love like when they're all rich like that.
Well, so I feel like they didn't talk about this, but I feel like Connor didn't want to date Maya because his dad would always date younger women.
Yeah, he did not want to be like his dad.
But he never really came up, but like we all hinted at it.
Yeah, I think we all inferred that. But it's like there's a clear difference between his dad dating those women and Connor dating Maya, which is that he genuinely loves and cares for Maya. Like, she's not just some hot young thing that he's only interested for one reason. It's like he has been friends with her for a long time. Well, he's been friends with the brother for a long time, and now he's been friends with Maya for 3 years. They talked every day. He really cared about her well-being. I'm like, dude, how can you not see that you are so in love with her that it's not the same thing at all? Like, grow up.
Well, also, like, they met and they're dating younger. Like, it sounded like his dad got with this younger woman, like, when he was in his, like, 50s, 60s. Like, yeah, that guy looked old, and he was, like, getting with young girls. And also, it sounded like they did have a real relationship, the dad and the stepwife, because, like, she was smart, worked for his company. Like, she wasn't just some, like, trophy wife.
I liked her.
Me too. Like, I want a love story of her.
I know. Like, she put in the work to get that bag there at the end. I love a good, I mean, I know she, we're not calling her a trophy wife, but come on, I love a good trophy wife. Like, they put in the hours. They do what they have to do to get the final paycheck. And in the end, they win. And I love that.
You know what I was thinking of that Abby Jimenez book with the age gap with the girl and the boy. It was like reverse, where the girl was older.
Have I read it?
Yeah, it's the one with the goat.
With the goat?
Yeah, there's
Why am I blanking?
It was like the first one. It was
Part of Your World.
Yes.
Yes.
And we didn't love the age gap there.
No, because I feel icky with age gaps now that I'm 30, Kayla. Ugh, why am I 30? And I'm still trying to make it on the internet? What is wrong with me?
I think the ship has sailed. We're just doing this for fun now.
Yeah. The ship is so long gone, it has sunk. It is not even above water at this point.
We're just having fun. Riverside makes this a lot easier.
So much easier. We literally don't even have to record till like the day we want to post, because is this an ad for Riverside? Are they sponsoring this video?
Oh, I wish.
Riverside, if you would like to sponsor this video, hit up BookTalks Podcast@gmail.com.
They're going to charge me next month anyway.
Literally, we are losing money on this podcast. That's how much we love doing this.
But yeah, 5 stars. We love it. Allie Hazelwood, keep on writing or we'll buy it. And that's that. Thanks for listening. This is Kayla.
And Marissa.
Have a good night.